If you or someone you know and love has been diagnosed with cancer, you know how scary it all can be. But there is a special podcast that can help you navigate the many different emotions and needs that you develop. It's called The Cancering Show, and it's a podcast developed by USA Health Mitchell Cancer Institute. Joining me now is the host of that podcast, Dr. Jennifer Young-Pierce. Thank you so much for being here today. This is really incredible because, you know, I've had a grandfather who's passed of cancer. So many of us have had family members who go through this. Talk about The Cancering Show to those who haven't seen it. It might be helpful to them, right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. So the Cancering Show podcast is a walk through what it might be like to have cancer. And for those who have cancer, it really takes you step by step from diagnosis all the way to survivorship. And that's what we covered in season 1. I just think a podcast is such a great way to get more information. You know, it's audio, so everybody can get access to it. You don't have to have a video hookup. You can listen to it in your car. And it's in very digestible 25-minute segments. So it's just a bite of information that takes off a piece of that cancer diagnosis. My father-in-law sat across from the dinner table from me for many years, and yet when he was diagnosed with cancer, he found it really helpful just to go through what it's going to be like.
Very neat resource for folks to have. You talked about season 1, now season 2. What's the focus of it?
So in season 2, we really wanted to bring in more voices. Most of season 1 is patients and doctors, and of course that resonates with so many people, but there's so many people on the cancer team. Everybody from nurses to cancer geneticists to our scientists, of course, and other ancillary doctors and staff, including a cardiologist talking about heart effects, a husband talking about being a caregiver.
And there's a moving interview in particular on this season. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we interviewed Matt Teague, the husband of Nicole, who passed away from ovarian cancer, and her story and their story, so moving that it actually was a feature film just released in January called Our Friend with pretty big blockbuster stars. And so I'd encourage you to all look it up. It was filmed in Fairhope, Alabama. It's a beautiful movie, and I think shows that, you know, the ups as well as the downs, but really just a very moving story in his experience as a caregiver and what he took away from it and what advice he has is just not to be missed.
All right, thank you so much for being here. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but I love this idea. It's a great opportunity to get the word out. So you guys can check that out on the Facebook page at Mitchell Cancer, and also we'll have more for you on our website. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you again.